Powered by Taxon Toys.
Let's go.
Powered by Taxon Toys.
Yo, we are live. Let's get it with the homie TGVAHN.
What's going on?
Let's go. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's been a crazy week so far, but I mean, made it to Wednesday. Let's see if we can make it to Friday.
Let's do it. Let's get it. All right. So, any new pickups? Anything new that you want to share with us? New figures? I see the memes with the Punisher. That felt exactly the same.
Man, I'm telling you, look, he's like that. I feel like my meme was on point. Like they say the release date is August, but the way they've been dropping stuff, definitely going to be coming before August. So I mean, prep that bank account and just prepare for him to drop. And honestly, like that's probably the one main thing I'm really looking forward to the most this year in terms of Marvel Legends.
Me too.
So I'm all waiting for that right now.
Me too. I'm seeing a lot of the all red new Daredevil with the black lining.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah.
That it's been a Daredevil Punisher type of year, I guess, brother. That's what it is.
I mean, it's well deserved, man. It's well deserved.
I can't complain. I ain't complaining, brother, because we need the Punisher right now. We need some Frank Castle right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get in. Fuck it, we're gonna get into it. Right into the lore. Right into CH0D lore. So I'll let you know where I kind of came into the situation, and then we can both kind of feed off of that, and then go from there.
Yeah.
So me, it was the same thing. Like we were just talking. He basically started with the I want to unplug, while plugging all his right-wing nonsense at the same exact fucking time, and it's like it's such a just hypocritical video that's why I even started. I was like, why is no one really like, hey, like Will Smith meme thing, like, hey, look at this. Am I the only one seeing this shit? Like, what the fuck? And then we had the other guys as well, but CH0D's been the one that's been fucking outrageous, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, a lot of it is like when you look at it, like really look at it, it just lines up with a lot of the freaking nonsense that's been out there, lately and recently. Because it's just like I hate to use the cliched term of clickbait, but I mean that's exactly what most of it is. There's the specific terminology that's used, a lot of the phrases that he likes to pick up and regurgitate and stuff, and it's meant to resonate with the base that he's speaking to, which is very similar to a certain someone else who loves to play to his own base, which is why we are where we are currently.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things that if it was never brought up, I wouldn't even be doing what I'm doing. So people try to hit me up with like, oh, you're rage baiting. It's like, no, bro, I'm answering to your nonsense.
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's a response. Like,
yeah, it's not. I'm not looking for it. It's like, no, you're putting it out, and no one's really saying anything. So I'm the one coming over here, like, hey, bro, tate quieto.
Yeah, but then you end up saying something about it, and they instantly twist it around, and it turns into, oh, what are you crying about? Like, come on.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. It's one thing is to bring it up like politics. That's one thing. But to go into the personal attacks and putting people's work out there with their page name, and like, those are my homies. Those are some of your homies. Like, that shit is not cool. You know what I mean? That's where I really got an issue with it, because it's like, bro, you know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So when you're doing that, you're basically just waving a steak to your little hungry fans. Like, hey, look at fucking this person and their woke fucking shit. Go attack my minions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even if, like, okay, for the sake of argument, even if it was like, oh, that wasn't the intention, I wasn't trying to send people or have people or whatever. Like, you're still fanning the flames here. You're still putting all this out on those other people, and then what? You're gonna act hurt and
Mm-hmm.
all surprised when somebody starts speaking up and opposite to what you're saying. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, come on.
That's the thing. They like I said before, is like they completely forget that free speech works both ways.
Yeah,
Like you have the free speech to do the nonsense that you're doing, but I also have the free speech to tell you, Mara, no, stop it. You know what I mean? Slow.
exactly.
But yeah, so let's talk about the shot. The what was it, General Hawk, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
I wish I
It,
can pull it up. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm
no,
still doing. I'll learn for the next one.
no, it's completely funny because in terms of relevancy, um, I had been meaning to do a shot like that in regards to the whole situation with freaking
The
uh
illegal orders.
the legal orders and every the situation surrounding it with
Mhm.
Greenland for quite a while, because it's been such an absurd obsession with him wanting this place. And in my head I'm just like, oh man, like what if GI Joe, if they obviously if they existed in the real world, we had all these characters that actually existed, and then me also being a service member, like
Oh, thank you for your service,
how would
brother.
oh,
Sorry
no
to cut
problem,
you off.
thank
Thank you for
you.
your service.
um how would they react to this stuff? What would they be doing that coincides with their character that's already been established? So for me it was basically just setting it up. President Trump got Hawk there, and it's just simple. It was just simple dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
Yeah.
he's just refusing to carry that order. And it's within his moral character,
Yes.
not only as a person, not only as a man, as a human being, but as a soldier as well.
Yes.
Because
100%.
that is part of the army values. You know,
Mm-hmm.
being morally responsible. You know,
Yep.
so it's like that.
100%.
I wasn't sure, what was gonna happen in terms of response or whatever. Like when I put the shot out there, because my intent putting it out there was not, um,
Malicious.
yeah, it was not malicious. It was not meant to stir up controversy or
Yeah, to
whatever.
trigger
It was
them.
it was me putting how I felt, my thoughts out there, and basically like all my political type posts with toy photography is just my way of being an activist
Yeah,
in this hobby. Um
the artistic expression.
exactly. So like I put that out there, and I mean it flew. It did its thing. Algorithm did its thing. It
Yep.
went far and wide, and that's how I ended up finding out you know
Mr.
about
Chode.
Mr. Chode himself.
Yep.
um I ended up seeing the comments first on Facebook. And I was wondering, and I was like, 'cause I'd never heard of the guy, and never was like, okay. Started investigating, and I just saw all the other commentary from people that his subscribers or whatever, followers and all that stuff.
The usual
And it's
suspects.
just exactly the usual suspects, and just seeing the rhetoric, the same boring freaking argument, same catchphrases just being repeated, regurgitated. So I mean, I was just like, so I started commenting back, because I mean, obviously, it's
It's your work.
yeah, it's my piece. Obviously, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna defend it, talk about it. You're talking about me, talking about my work,
Yep.
and it was just
Absolutely.
it was funny because a lot of his initial comments were basically like, it felt to me like trying to flip the script, like I was basically crying or being hurt about like or whatever. And it's just like, no, you opened this door.
Mm-hmm.
you know I'm just opening it all the way and introducing myself. So
Yeah. And now you just came through and just threw me in front of a bunch of pack of wolves. Like,
exactly.
because that's how I feel like a lot of it's going on because I'm seeing it as well. That's kind of why I did the whole like, bro, don't fuck with my friends. Like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna deny it. He has followers or whatever, and we know the type of people they are, and we understand the type of people that are. They're not there for a debate. They're not there
Yeah.
for a conversation. They don't want to be part of the team. They just want to sit there and trigger you in some way or shape or form just because your shot hit them with reality.
Yeah.
And reality is one of those things that apparently they don't fucking live in, unfortunately.
Yeah, they definitely, they see things a certain way, and they don't want to admit to a lot of, basically a lot of reality.
Which is not great right now.
No, no, not at all. And a lot of it too is, I feel like, just a lot of it comes to a point where, like, they're basically cutting, what's the saying, cutting off your nose to spite, whoever, somebody
Yeah,
next to you or something like that. It
yeah.
is basically like, they just like, they don't care about what's happening, as long as it's negatively impacting whoever they don't like, if
Yes.
that makes any sense.
No, that's 100%, 100%. And we agree with you too. You're in the right place. Fuck Donald Trump. That was someone in the chat. But yeah, like that's one of the things. It's we're gonna kind of circle back into the unplugging thing, because we do this photography thing to unplug. We do this to get away from bills, the 9 to 5, the fucking grind, being a fucking adult. That's why we're playing with action figures, going click click. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And when we have people kind of basically coming at our artistic expression, because that's what we're doing. We're frustrated. We're not trying to trigger you. We don't give a fuck about your feelings, to be entirely honest with you, because if we did, we wouldn't post a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more of like, no, this is how I feel. I'm fucking frustrated, and I'm gonna take my anger out on my fucking GI Joes. Damn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And real quick too,
Mhm.
like that's another thing. Like, for individuals that like to that have coined the term snowflake for their own purposes,
Yes.
it always amazes me that they seem to have the thinnest skin in the game
Mhm.
when it comes to being hurt over their feelings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
when it comes to comedy.
yeah,
When it comes to comedy, when it comes to art, when it comes to everything, for some reason, as long as we're doing it to trigger the libs, then everything then it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like, no,
exactly.
we're actually pulling a mirror to something that's really happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're showing you, like, no, listen. And then I think that's the thing, is the blinders. They want to keep the blinders on with their
Yeah,
fucking little tweets and their little echo chamber of nonsense. It's like, bro, no, look, this is what's going on. Like, people are getting fucked up. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Your votes fucked people up. And unfortunately, it just seems like it's such a harsh reality that they just fall back and just go on the attack. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And then not realizing you're isolating yourself from people. You're in a hobby that's fucking inclusive. Like, whether they like it or not, whether we woke, whether we not, bro, we collecting toys and action figures. Like, Captain America's cover is punching Mustache Man. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
what the fuck are we talking about, man?
Yeah, they've gone hand in hand for as long as they've been getting printed.
Mm-hmm.
Different subjects, different topics, different years, but it's not like it's something new.
Yeah, exactly. It's been the knowing is half the battle. It's almost like all those little things. They were
Mhm.
like, skip. I just want to see the pew pews. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like watching One Piece and going, well, this is just a story about a stretchy guy.
Yeah, oversimplifying it and just like not actually paying attention to it, and just
Just
basically turning
skimming.
your brain off.
Yep, skimming through the core things.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna move on from that because I don't want to keep you on for too long. I'm thinking half hour, 45 minutes. That work for you?
Yeah.
All right. Damn, my man's going off on the chat. I agree with everything that you're saying. You're with the right people, Fran. You're with the right people. I agree with what you're saying. So let's get into toy photography, since that is part of my podcast, that is part of what we do, that is part of everything.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
What got you into toy photography? What up, Flip?
I'll be honest. I actually got into it because I used to watch the videos and reviews from D Amazing. I had just basically gotten done with my service in the military, and I just was just finding myself, floating around on YouTube and watching different videos, and then I just kept somehow, some way, the algorithm just started putting them into my feed. Started watching his stuff, and I just really loved the presentation. I loved how into the figures he was. And growing up as a kid, with the household that I had and stuff, like, having toys or figures to begin with was
That was a flex.
it was because it was not an everyday thing. I wasn't, let's just say I wasn't exactly the kid that got the flag for his birthday or whatever, or anything like that.
No, brother, same. I mostly got my stuff Christmas, birthdays, and whenever my uncle came back from service.
Yeah. so it's like I just started falling in love with the the figures and stuff like that again all over, and I was just like, oh, I'm not a kid anymore. I can actually get into this stuff now. So I just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna go right into the deep end of it. And I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't. I think
that's the point.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably how anybody learns the best, honestly. It's just,
just go
right off the deep end into it.
Yep.
And I ended up finding myself on Facebook, searching the different toy groups, because then I started purchasing, looking for deals, trying to grow my collection and all that stuff. That's how I ended up finding ACBA, and I ended up joining that, and that's when I really started cutting my tooth with photography, because then I actually was able to start observing people that have already been doing it for a while, and actually learning, like, technical shit, actual techniques, and,
angles,
all the angles, and just it just grew from there over the years.
And that's kind of the same thing with me. I've always collected, but then during the lockdown really was, I saw some Funko Pop photography and I was like, that seems cool. I dipped my feet in that, and then the amazing, bro. He's the fucking GOAT. He's the fucking GOAT, bro. And then from there, I started the Instagram, and then I learned about ACBA, and then I learned about them on Facebook too. And basically the same thing. Same thing. Give me 1 second. I think my dog needs to go. Let me let my wife know to let them out, because I can hear him. But how long have you been doing photography now for?
I started back in 2019, roughly, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until probably around like 2021, somewhere around there, and then just pretty much over the years improving from there to where I'm at now.
I started around the lockdown. I was building dials, and then next thing you know, I stopped doing them. I got back into work, and then I just started buying them. Is there any, like, if you had, like, let's say two figures only that you could shoot, who would they be? Doesn't matter the brand, doesn't have to coincide together. Just your two pocket figures that you would take with you everywhere.
In terms of characters, it's probably gonna be just sound boring and cliche, but I definitely would have to be a Batman figure and a Spider-Man figure. just because that's
Yeah.
basically, growing up reading comics. Those were two of my most favorite characters, growing up, and just being able to play around with those two. Like if that's
Yeah.
all I had, I could definitely make it work.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Me, it would be Batman and Deadpool. Just
Oh
because
yeah,
Deadpool, I can get him into some goofy shit. I mean, Spider-Man too, but yeah, I would have to say Spider-Man and Deadpool would have to fight each other, and whichever one. But Batman's absolutely for sure.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome,
No,
man. That's
those are
awesome.
good picks. Those are good picks.
And then, do you find it sometimes when you're doing your photography? Do you find it therapeutic? Do you find like you get in the zone? Like that's your you time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely do. Because where I do my shoots and stuff in a separate room in the house and stuff. Um, I definitely, I'll turn on Spotify, start, letting just the music play out, and I could be in there easily. Like I'm in there for like hours on end, just working, the shot, the lighting, and it's not like necessarily like, oh, it's taking me so long because like I'm struggling or whatever. It's just like
You want to
I'm
get it
in
right.
there, I'm happy, I want to get it right, and it just feels good. So it's like it's definitely I think therapeutic for me.
No, absolutely. I agree 100%. And the funny thing is, like, my photography, I used to be trying to be quick about it at first, like, because, oh, I got a new figure. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah,
mostly that. It was mostly like, oh, I got a new figure. I got to shoot it. Now I've noticed that with time, and then I don't hide this shit. I go to therapy, whatever. My therapist told me to take time for yourself. So then that
yeah,
kind of created a more zen environment for me to kind of like work my angles out a little better and
yeah,
actually do some photography tips, like using the rule of thirds and all that other fun stuff. And the lighting, it takes a fucking lot, dude. A lot of people think we
yeah.
just go boop 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 and done,
No, no.
and it is a lot more involved. Is there any tips you'd like to share, like angles, lighting, any kind of lighting, anything you'd like to share for the community, and see if we can make
um
the family kind of all of us upgrade with our photography?
oh yeah, always. I'm a big fan of always sharing and definitely giving back to the community. I'd say one good tip that took me a minute to learn, because again, you know, I started from absolute scratch. Like
Hmm.
I all my old stuff is on my Instagram as well. You scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see it. Like I don't hide that stuff. It hasn't been taken away or down. But one good tip, you setting up a background, try to, whatever you're working on, if it's a table, preferably a pretty long table and stuff, you got a background set up. Don't put the characters, the figures all the way up flush to the background. You want to create a sense of space, so you want that, work on that depth of field. So do your best working with what you have available, whatever kind of backdrop you got, whether it's a colored foam board, if it's an actual dial piece or whatever, you know, give it that sense of space, but let's put some breathing room in between what you got in the backdrop and then the figure, a little bit of props too, because especially when you're working the lighting,
Hmm.
you don't want the
Those heavy shadows.
those heavy shadows casting onto the back, because you want to try you at least for me, my goal is to try and make the shot look as realistic as possible, as plausible,
Hmm.
so doing a little something like that, taking the time to make sure that setup is good there, that way your lighting isn't gonna kind of go in
Yes,
there and just make
smack
the
it and give you
picture all
that,
look.
yeah, blown
Yeah,
out and the shadows, man. That's a
yeah,
very, very good tip. Honestly, I'm gonna follow that up with that is one of the best tips you can get in toy photography, because we all start like that. That is
yeah.
one of those habits that's almost near impossible to break out of from the
Hmm.
beginning, especially if you're trying to do like a portrait shot or not landslide, but the vertical shot.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of the times we just put that motherfucker like boom right against the wall, and it's like that's
Yeah,
gonna look
man.
sick. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And then
gotta try and put some love into it, you know?
yes, yes. So I try to use like a 3-finger rule. I try to put like 3 fingers, and I'm like, all right, this is where I'm gonna put my figure. And then if that still looks too close, then I just do the 3 fingers again. And that's
Yeah.
about like 6 inches or so to give me like, okay, now my shadows are hitting the floor, not the wall, instead of, you know what I'm saying, taking
Yeah, yeah.
away from my subject. That is a great
Yeah, and
fucking tip.
that's a good technique too. You know, it's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, I'm the type of person, I'm very visual, so I couldn't figure it out at first. But once I started seeing, like, I started studying your stuff, I started studying like book stuff.
Yeah.
There's this dude Patrick Ohm that did like a lot of the Ultraman and Evangelion stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, he does good stuff. I love his work. I love his work.
Akira Joe is another one. A lot of the
Yeah.
Kamen Rider stuff and the kaiju stuff. And I
Yeah.
started seeing they all had a lot of breathing space.
Yes, yes. That's a really good thing, because that's one of the critiques that really helped me push past a lot of my early stuff, is just, you know, working on that space. And you had brought it up, and I just want to just circle back to it real quick. A little bonus tip: those reels from all the other guys, when you can, like, watch those BTS reels,
Yes.
watch those behind the scenes. You can learn so much from just seeing how these guys set their things up. You know, don't be like, don't go like trying to, obviously, you know,
replicate, but
copy their shot. But
yeah,
you can copy their lighting technique. You can copy,
yes,
you know, how they're working, setting stuff up. You can see how they're working the lighting. You know, there's so much to learn from that, and that's why I absolutely love watching BTS from everybody. And that's why, like, I always love putting them out myself too, because like, and I always say it too, like, I love to share. Like, go ahead, you know, look at my shit. Anything that you feel that is gonna help you, you're more than welcome to it, man.
Yep, 100%. That's why I started doing the tutorials recently, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not the greatest, but I know what I'm doing, at least when I'm behind the camera. Like, I understand how to use the tool. Yeah. I know some of the tools that you need to get the job done, and the creativity, that'll just come as it comes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, that's another amazing tip, because that's how I learned the breathing space, because you see the figures like in the middle of the dial, and then there's shit everywhere. Yeah. And then you're like, but it fucking works. And then the camera's like 3 feet away, and you're like, what's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? But then once your brain starts understanding and you kind of start getting it, then it starts clicking. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, wait a minute.
It makes sense.
And then you start learning and then you start learning how to use the grid. That's like the next tutorial that I'm going to give out, learning how to use the grid on your camera, especially on your phone. Because like, I'll use my wife for an example. We were at a wedding, and I told her, I was like, are you even using the grid? She was like, what's the grid? I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't realize not a lot of people know that has a purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very valuable thing that can be shared with, you know, with the more amateur photographers, or the ones that are just coming up, you know what I mean? Because we're all still in the same journey. We're still all learning together every day. I think that's gonna be my next. So yeah, next tutorial, fucking grid thingy on your phone.
Be on the lookout for it.
Be on the lookout for it. Is there anything else you want to close out with? Any last thoughts? Close out with your socials, all that fun stuff.
Well, for real quick, for my socials, I mean, TGVAHN on Instagram. More than welcome to check out my stuff. If you like my stuff, you know, go ahead, give a follow. I try to you know, return the favor in terms of, like, you know, I absolutely love checking out people's work. You know, I don't just fuck with the top dogs. I love freaking seeing everybody, like, you know, whether you have 10K followers or freaking just 300 followers, like, it don't matter to me. Like, I'll still fuck with it. I still look at the stuff, freaking still enjoy it. you know, it hasn't happened in a minute, but I remember I used to get in trouble a lot with freaking Instagram because of how much I was, you know, sharing posts,
Yeah.
liking posts, commenting on posts, you
Yep.
know, because like all the photos I'd be seeing, you know, just going on my feed, and it's like, this shit is awesome, this is awesome, this is
Yeah.
great, this is amazing, and it's like I just, man, like
And it helps
everybody
keep
deserves to
seeing the
see it.
same. Yeah, and it helps keep seeing
Exactly.
that stuff instead
Yeah.
of whatever polluted shit the algorithm wants to give you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I had to. That's when you see me take a mute break from Instagram. That's why, because what I was sharing a lot of shit, and yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Same thing here. I try to share love, share. If I like it and it's dope, I'm gonna share it. You're
Yeah.
gonna get fire and clap emojis. That's what you'll get from me. I do it from everybody. And if you fam like TG, then we'll talk some shit with some gifts or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
All
Um,
good, man.
any last words you want to give out before we head out and close out this episode?
Let me just close on. I'll just close on this real quick.
Yeah, go for it, brother. Your floor.
You know, I hear this argument a lot. But you know, the more I think on it, this is the way I see it. You know, the idea that ideologies don't belong in escapism. To me, you know, it's like it's a common narrative,
Mm-hmm.
but it's usually born from a certain type of desire in people. You know, and obviously it's understandable because people want to break from exhausting real world fucking shit, you know, arguments, you know, just their daily 9 to 5, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it's through photography or consuming a type of media, or comic books, you know, whatever it may be, or you know, actually reading novels and stuff like that, you know, we dive into those fictional worlds, and you know, we're looking to relax, you know, we're not looking. I get it, you know, we're not looking for a freaking manifesto or whatever, but you know, the just to me, the argument that escapism can or should be entirely free of ideology kind of falls apart, you know, when you look at the simple fact that storytelling and world building, you know, how they actually
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah,
So
100%. I
that's
no,
that's
I
that's just
agree
my
100%.
10 cents.
No, I agree. I agree 150% with that. When I say it is because they kind of started, but everything that we collect literally has a story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It literally came from someone's agenda. You know what I'm saying? Whether this or that, it doesn't matter. But every single thing that we collect, everything that we shoot, everything, it all comes from a specific story. It all comes from someone's specific agenda. It all comes from someone's specific bias. So 150%, like I get exactly what you're saying. And the way I see it is art is probably one of the strongest languages you can use. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these type of moments right now. That's why fascists get rid of
100%.
the artist first. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? When you're in the art world, the fascists know we are cut from a different cloth. We are not the same people. We're not going to bow down our heads. We're going to speak when we can use our platforms and go ahead and show our creativity and let our creativity show our expressions and how we feel. And whether that's
Yeah.
holding a mirror to you or not, and whether you relate with it or not, that's entirely subjective. But at least us as an artist, we were able to express and relieve that frustration that we have within us because
Yes.
of the current times.
Yes.
Yeah, I
That
agree
you said
100%.
you said it beautifully.
Thank you, brother. It's one of those things where I kind of just fucking, you know what I'm saying?
I get
Be-
you.
because it's been like I don't want to keep you on for too long, but it's been one of those things where it's like, do you not see what you collect? You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, are
Yeah.
you not aware of what you're holding in your hands? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking Spider-Man, it's fucking Duke, it's fucking like even the anti-heroes have morals.
Yeah.
So when you're morally bankrupt, everything's fucking woke. You
All they're left with is basically, I guess they can collect the Homelander action figures. I guess I don't know.
yeah, and we all see how homie went out. just saying.
I don't want to get any more into it, just in case people haven't really watched it yet. But yeah,
Oh
I
shit,
get
yeah.
you.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, brother. So we're gonna leave him with that. I really appreciate you for coming in. I appreciate everybody that watched. I'm sorry I didn't get to the chat. I really try to do this a little more intimate with me and the guest, and everybody else can watch. I was gonna do this pre-recorded, but then I said, "Fuck it, full send. We're gonna do it live."
Hell
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But brother, I appreciate you. Keep killing it, and thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks for coming through, everybody.
You're gonna have a good day.